Welcome to the Prophecy Club. We're going to be talking about the Trump-Putin summit that has just concluded, and I think it was very successful. I'm pleasantly surprised to see that everything with NATO is moving in the right direction, and then England seems to be on board. They really want to do trading, and they seem to be moving away from world government, doing the Brexit like the people are wanting. And then Russia, I think that was as successful as one could as possibly expect. And then the Russia-German pipeline issue could be a real problem, but it appears that both Trump and Putin are seeing that as competition rather than some kind of move to a war. So that's actually good. Everything I've seen in this whole Trump-Putin summit has been real good. Now, we're offering a package of 7 DVDs that I think, wow. Okay, they really relate to this Trump-Putin summit. First 34 orders, here's what you're going to get. You're going to get Stanislav Lunev's book, Origins of the Fourth World War, free. That's for the first 34 orders. Now, let me explain. We have put together an awesome package for you, and I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to bring some information. This all has to do with Russians and things like that. As a matter of fact, we're calling it the Russian gift offer. Here are the 7 DVDs, and we're also going to talk about the book. The 7 DVDs are Top Soviet War Plans for America, Russian Defector Warns America, I Saw Subs Attack America, Russian Bear Awakes, Babylonians Are Coming, Russia's Secret Weapon to Defeat America, Storm, Judgment, and Revival. Again, the first 34 orders get Stanislav Lunev book, Origins of the Fourth World War, free. All of that is valued at $230, someplace in that ballpark. But here's go. Now, this is a little complicated. First time we've done this. You can get all 7 of those discs and the book for a gift to the ministry of $50. Of course, it goes for a good cause to help us keep going. If you go to watchprophecyclub.com, and what we're going to do is give you a special code, and it'll allow you to watch any of these 7 DVDs for the next 90 days as often as you want to for a gift of just $20. 7 DVDs, watch them many times you want to for the next 90 days, all for a gift of $20. That's the power of the internet and watchprophecyclub.com. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about what is in these DVDs, because they all contain extremely important information. This Top Soviet War Plans for America, we invited Jeff Nyquist to speak back in 1998. Now, you may be saying, why would we be interested in a DVD made in 1998? I think you will be shocked to find out that many of the things that he says that are coming are now here. Look, this guy read over 750 books from Soviet defectors. So we're talking about people that used to be within high positions of the Russian government, the Russian military, and they didn't like what they saw, so they left. They quit. They asked for asylum in America. And, of course, they almost always turn around and write a book. So he read their books. What a concept, huh? Over 750 books from these Soviet defectors. Now, of course, there's some things you throw away because they aren't confirmed. Bible says in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let a thing be established. Well, what he does in this DVD, and still to this day, it continues to be one of our more popular DVDs, he put the things that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses were confirmed. In other words, Soviet plans. Look, they haven't changed, okay? Soviet plans to defeat America started a long time ago, and they haven't changed. They haven't quit, okay? He also studied political science for 2 years. And this is an excellent DVD. As a matter of fact, he's the guy that gave me the phone number and introduced me to Stanislav Lunev. Now, that's the second DVD we want to talk about. Russian Defector Warns America. This guy was the highest-ranking GRU officer to ever defect from Russia. Him and I actually had lunch together. So, I've had lunch with a Soviet defector. Highest-ranking GRU officer to ever defect from Russia. I've had lunch with him once to try to warn America. He was born in the family of a Soviet Army officer. He defected to the U.S. authorities in 1992. Since then, he has worked as a consultant to the FBI and the CIA. As of 2000, he remained in the FBI's Witness Protection Program. Now, out of these some 400 DVDs that Prophecy Club has made, he's the only one that got up there wearing a hat and great big sunglasses, talking as we recorded and made the DVD, because he was in the FBI Witness Protection Program and he could not reveal his face. He followed a very different and basic rule that, quote, the best spy will be everyone's best friend, not a shadowy figure in the corner. In the book, he also describes some active measures against the main adversary, that would be America, and alleged that the, quote, GRU and the KGB helped to fund just about every anti-war movement and organization in America and abroad. According to Lunev, the Soviet Union allegedly spent more money on funding U.S. anti-war movements during the Vietnam War than on funding and arming the Viet Cong forces against America. Who do you suppose is funding Antifa and all of these other protest marches out here? These people are actually being paid to go out and hold up these filthy, dirty signs and to cause all of these problems. Not all of them, but many of them, especially the organizers, are. Rest assured they are. Lunev is mostly known for his description of nuclear sabotage operations that have been allegedly been prepared by the KGB and the GRU against Western countries, as in America. It was known from other sources that large arms caches were hidden by the KGB in many countries for these planned activities. They were booby-trapped with, quote, lightning explosive devices. On one such cache, which was identified by Velasiv Metrovokin, can't say it, exposed when Swiss authorities tried to remove it from the woods near Bern. Several others caches were removed successfully. Now, you know what that means. That means that what he's saying has been proven to be accurate. When he spoke for Prophecy Club in, I think it was like 1998, his whole point of his DVD, which we're now offering, was that he knew for a fact that some 20 to 50 suitcase nukes had been smuggled into America. That's the point of his whole talk. Now let's go back to Wikipedia. Lunev asserted that some of the hidden caches would contain portable tactical nuclear weapons. Let me read that again. Some of the hidden caches could contain portable tactical nuclear weapons known as RA-15. Suitcase bombs. Such bombs have been prepared to assassinate U.S. leaders in the event of war. According to him, Lunev states that he had personally looked for hiding places for weapons caches in the Shenandoah Valley, and that is, quote, it is surprisingly easy to smuggle nuclear weapons into the United States, either across the Mexican border or using a small transport missile that can slip undetected when launched from a Russian airplane. U.S. Congressman Kurt Weldon supported these claims by Lunev. Searches of the areas identified by Lunev, who admitted that he had never planted any of the weapons, and the FBI claimed that they had never found any such weapons caches, with U.S. Congressman Kurt Weldon verified what he was saying was true. Again, I believe a lot of this can be prayed away. We can stand in the gap. So what I'm encouraging you to do is to get this, what we call a Russian gift offer. Again, 7 DVDs. You can get discs or you can watch instantly. The discs are Top Soviet War Plans for America, Russian Defector Warns America, I Saw Subs Attack America, we'll talk about that, Russian Bear Awakes, Babylonians Are Coming, Russia's Secret Weapon to Defeat America, Storm, Judgment, and Revival, First 34 Orders Get Stanislav Book, Origins of the Fourth World War free. Whole thing valued about $230. You can get the discs for a gift of $50. Or you can go to watchprophecyclub.com and you can view them unlimited viewing for 90 days, a gift of just $20. Yeah, that's to encourage you to go to watchprophecyclub.com. As a matter of fact, if you have not been there, you should go and check that out. I mean, you can watch over 160 DVDs for $20 a month, or you can get a whole year's subscription for $200. Really a good deal. I think it's the best deal we've ever had. Now let's talk about I Saw Subs. Henry Gruver gives the account of him being swept up into heaven and God showing him the future. On December 14th, 1986, he says, while walking and praying over a city, God showed him a vision of the future of America. He says, quote, I saw all kinds of ships and airplanes coming out from above Norway out of this inlet. They covered the whole Atlantic between the U.S. and Europe. Then I began to see submarines emerging from under the surface. I saw the missiles come out of them, and they hit eastern and western coastal cities. And I cried out and I said, oh God, when will this be, and what will be the sign of its coming? And a voice from behind me spoke and said, when Russia opens her doors and lets the masses go, the free world will let down their weapons and cry peace and safety and busy themselves feeding, clothing, and housing and transporting the masses coming out of Russia. That's when it'll happen. Now, I thought that was real interesting because someplace here in the last couple of days, I think maybe on Fox News, I heard that some 1/3 of the Russians would like to leave Russia. Next one. Now, I made this DVD. It's called Russian Bear Awakes. 6 chapters in the Bible. Dmitry Dudman, Henry Gruver, and others all say that one day Russia will attack and defeat America in 1 hour. What I do is show you secular news sources and those predictions that are all ready to come to pass, and I show you Russian military reports, Russian weapons, how Russia is in fact preparing and believes that she can win a surprise nuclear attack on America. Topics are: arise, devour much flesh; Russia in prophecy; Russia rich and strong; Russians' military expansions; Ukraine making the bear angry; Russia is warning the United States if we'll listen; Russia prepares for war; Russia is building up; America is going down. Now, of course, I'll have to say, ever since Trump got in, that's not necessarily the case anymore. Now, let's talk about the next one. Babylonians are coming. Jesus came to Pastor Massey in 1989. He was saved in 1993, although he grew up and was raised in a Muslim country, the country of Pakistan. He endured numerous persecutions and attempts from Muslims trying to kill him in Pakistan. But he got baptized, filled with the Holy Ghost, and he turned around and baptized 25,000 people in Pakistan. You want to think you got a difficult job here in America? Try doing it in Pakistan. By the way, I'm pronouncing that wrong. He corrected me. It's Pakistan. 300 churches he started in Pakistan. He studied Islam for over 14 years. And in 1989, God began to speak to him audibly in the night. Consequently, he sent him to America in a very supernatural way. And once he arrived in America, God began to give him dreams about the destruction of America. As a matter of fact, we had him make 3 DVDs at the Prophecy Club. The one we're offering today is his primarily one, Babylonians Are Coming, and it contains 8 dreams that God gave him for America, dreams and visions. They are churches full of goats. Like in Jeremiah, America will be conquered. God is going to destroy America. Nuclear bombs hit American houses blowing up. American bullets that won't fire. Russia defeats America in surprise nuclear attack. 72 hours before a financial collapse, you will see this. Homes and ships burn in coastal cities. He saw invaders taking over America. Sons and daughters captured, tortured, raped and killed, American homes burned, Russians and Orientals he saw invading, coming up out of submarines, and our American weapons would not fire. Again, they build the city in vain, except the Lord keep it. So again, we're offering this Russian gift offer. Part of it is also Russians' secret Soviet weapons to defeat America. It's by Bill Sneblin. Bill reveals technology that the Russians have that can knock out, now listen to this, anything on the land, on the sea, under the sea, or in the air, anytime, any place on the globe they want to, with little or no trace of who is doing it. It's called scalar wave. It renders all conventional weapons of war obsolete against the Soviet energetics weapons. Scalar waves can make large portions of the atmosphere extremely hot or cold, causing floods, hurricanes, and ice storms. It can act like an impenetrable missile umbrella over a city, a state, or an entire nation. It can detect missile launches any place on the globe and take out that missile like the Challenger. It can also take out the fastest and highest flying airplanes or missiles, just like Gary Powers. Who's Gary Powers? Well, Francis Gary Powers was an American pilot whose CIA U-2 spy plane was shot down while flying a reconnaissance mission over Soviet Union airspace, causing the 1960 U-2 incident. Also, another thing that they suspect actually happened because of scalar wave. The second USS Thresher, SSN 593, was the lead boat of her class of nuclear-powered attack submarines in the United States Navy. And on April the 10th, 1963, the Thresher sunk during deep diving tests about 220 miles east of Boston, Massachusetts, killing all 129 crew and shipyard personnel on board. Her loss was a watershed for the U.S. Navy, leading to the implementation of rigorous submarine safety programs known as SubSafe. The first nuclear submarine lost at sea by America, and at the time it was built, Thresher was the fastest, quietest submarine in the world. It was also considered to be the most advanced weapons system of its day. Now, doesn't that sound like something the Soviets would like to take out? Well, it was created specifically to find and destroy Soviet submarines. The ship boasted a new sonar system whose passive and active modes could detect other vessels at great ranges, and it was intended to launch the U.S. Navy's newest anti-submarine missile, the Sub-Rock. Shortly after its loss, the commander of Submarine Force Atlantic wrote in the March 1964 issue of the U.S. Naval Institute's monthly journal Proceedings that, quote, the Navy had depended upon this performance to be the extent that it was asked for and received authority to build 14 of these ships, as well as an additional 11 submarines with very much the same characteristics. This was the first time since World War II that we, America, had considered our design sufficiently advanced to embark upon construction of a large class of general-purpose attack submarines. So, if the Soviets took out the Thresher, and they probably did, they didn't just take out our most advanced submarine, they took out 14 more of them that were scheduled to be built. So, this was a major victory, and again, it's all talked about in this DVD called Russia's Secret Weapons to Defeat America. It's all part of our offer today. Then I want to talk to you about storm, judgment, and revival. I'm talking to you about this because these relate to Russia, relate to their plans to attack and defeat America. Yes, just like you, I looked into the eyes yesterday of President Vladimir Putin, and I asked myself, is he telling the truth? I think I saw a confident man, a man that knows he is in charge, a man that knows that he can take out America any time he wants to. And just like when we saw the reporter try to hand him the papers, he just looked at him. He knew he was in charge. He knew he was not going to take those papers. He had been trained. Not only had he been trained, he had trained others. You don't just take something from your enemy because, of course, there's things that they could have sprayed on there that could have killed him. So instead, he just waved it over to the side, set it down on the table. I'm not going to touch it. What I saw in President Vladimir Putin was strength, confidence. He knows he's in charge, and he knows he can take out this nation anytime he wants to. But I also think he knows that it will cost him and his nation dearly if he does. So he is either waiting for exactly the right time, or he is honestly trying to do his best to make friends with this new president called Donald Trump, if he can. But he understands that he has the button, he has the plan, and he can take out his enemy anytime he wants to. But don't forget that the very best chess players in the world are Russians. They understand strategy, and they are not stupid. Many times they are really the smarter ones. Now let's talk about storm, judgment, and revival. This was put out by Shane Warren, made October 5th, 2012. Now I'm going to give you the brief overview, but then we're going to dig into some specifics that he says in this DVD. He says, and he talks about, how Iran, Russia, and China are conspiring to kill the dollar. He says the dollar one day will be worthless. My opinion, I think that's just around the corner. He also talks about the new Madrid earthquake and how it will divide and split America, literally. He said, I heard an audible voice say, they divided my land, now I will divide their land. He said, silver will skyrocket and rise far more than gold. Major riots will happen all across America. People will demand entitlements to return. Well, what's Trump talking about right now? He's talking about there's more jobs available than there's people for the jobs, and a lot of these people that don't want to work, that are taking their entitlements, he wants to get them off the entitlements. That's a very big thing he's working on right now. So I don't see the prophecies as going away. I see them all about to hit. He said a great revival will come. Yes, Lord, and Prophecy Club and myself and you out there listening, we want to be part of that revival. Either be there or be financing it, but we want to make certain that we can win as many people to the Lord as is possible. He saw many will return to the church. He also talked about a 400-year judgment cycle and said openly that America's judgment will arrive in 2020. He talks about the devaluing of the dollar causing riots in the streets and lootings. He saw them in a vision holding up signs, I want my entitlements. Then in another interview, July the 10th of 2012, and I'm going to read part of his interview here. He said, in 2011, I was sitting on the couch. I thought I'd fallen asleep, when in reality, it was a vision, an open vision. I had a large screen television in my living room. I was sitting on the couch watching the television, and again, I thought I was dreaming. As I watched, there was a weather broadcast that came on the television. And there was a news anchor who said, the most amazing thing is going on right now. It's tragic. It's tragic. They were building this news broadcast around this event. He said, normally hurricanes hit on the coastal lines. He said, but there's a hurricane that seems to be spreading down or across the heartland of America. At that point, he showed a satellite image of America. I was horrified. And as I watched the storm covering the northern border and the southern border, from east to west, as this massive storm with the eye right over the center of America, a hurricane coming across the center of America, immediately it came back to this anchor. And the anchor said, quote, we have somebody on the ground in the eye of the storm. We're going to him now. They pitched it to the news reporter. This news reporter was in the eye of the storm, as you would see in a hurricane. The wind was blowing violently. They were being tossed to and fro, and he said, quote, This is the most amazing thing. I don't understand. This is not a natural storm. That was his words. He said, this isn't a normal storm. He said, look at what it's raining. And they reached down on the ground, and he's picking up a fistful of $1 bills. He said, this isn't natural. It's raining dollar bills. And the anchor and this correspondent went back and forth about the meaning of these dollar bills. He said, I don't understand. It's almost like they're worthless. They're worthless. It's raining dollar bills that are worthless. About that time, he came back to the anchor, and he said, ladies and gentlemen, another tragedy has hit America. He said, right in the heartland of America, on the New Madrid Fault, a major earthquake has just hit, and immediately pictures of devastation begin to pop up all over America, the heartland of America, along the New Madrid Fault, as earthquakes caused entire cities to crumble. And while I was sitting there, I heard a booming voice in behind my ear that said, they have divided my land, now I will divide their land. The word of God goes on to prophesy in Joel. I believe it's Joel 3, 1 and 2. That if we divide his land, that God will divide our land. And I saw the incredible changes in the prices of currency. I saw silver, not gold, but I saw silver begin to drastically increase in value. I saw with the riots begin to break out. Major cities all over America broke out in riots. People were rioting in the streets, and on their sign is, give us our entitlements. Give us our entitlements. It was literally war. I mean, it looked like civil war within our borders. It was all over the issue of devaluing our money. And I was caught up, and I was sitting in a room with world leaders. I can tell you that China was there, Iran was there, Russia was there, Putin was there. And he just got reelected. You know what? Putin just got reelected, brothers and sisters. A lot of this sounds like, in my opinion, it is just around the corner, as in just a few months away. Just a few months away, till we're going to see something bad happen with our currency. I believe that the world governments, including America, know it's getting ready to happen. In this meeting, these world leaders were talking about how to devalue the currency of America by buying oil with another currency. And somehow or another, that would drive down the value of the American dollar. Notice the storm of falling dollars came when the enemies of America decided to buy oil with gold. And when this happened, I realized this storm as I'm sitting here watching this. I woke up. Once again, I recommend you get these 7 DVDs. It's called the Russian Gift Offer, prophecyclub.com. You can call us 785-266-1112. You get all 7 DVDs and the first 34 orders. Also get Stanislav's book, Origins of the Fourth World War, free. Valued at $200, get the disc for $50, or go to watchprophecyclub.com and you can get unlimited viewing for 90 days on all 7 of them for a gift of $20. You got to call us 785-266-1112. We'll explain to you how to get it. 785-266-1112. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your prayers, and thank you for your gifts of support. God bless. Now from the Prophecy Club, some exciting opportunities for you. Do you have some bad habits or issues that need changing? Do your prayers go unanswered and you feel like a failure? Do you want to do good but find yourself continuing to do bad? Maybe bad dreams or nightmares, angry too often, not making progress in your life? Maybe you need to come to the Hide and Seek Christian Deliverance Conference. This is Christians helping fellow Christians. July 21st, 1 to 5 p.m., Spirit of Prophecy Church, 2540 K Avenue, corner of Park and K in Plano. No charge. If you have questions, call Lou at 972-567-4122. 972-567-4122. No reservations necessary. Show up July 21, 1 to 5 p.m., Spirit of Prophecy Church, 2540 K Avenue in Plano. See you there.